Greetings to all my tech heads out there in the KevTechify Nation, and if you're new here, welcome. In this episode, we're going to look at secure communications. We'll be discussing authentication, data integrity, and data confidentiality. This episode is part of my series on network security for the Cisco Certified Network Associate, or CCNA for short. I'm Kevin here at KevTechify. Let's get this adventure started. To ensure secure communications across both the public and private infrastructure, the network administrator's first goal should be to secure that infrastructure, including routers, switches, servers, hosts, any parts of your infrastructure that provide that network connectivity. Now, here's an example of a secure network. Now, once again, remember, no network is perfectly secure. And so this is a good approach. You may have to do additional things or tweak some things so it matches your company. But here we can see that starting from the internet here, so this is the internet, we provide ourselves with a VPN server, so that means our remote branches, our remote users, we can connect into that. Then traffic goes to the firewall. This is where we're going to set up some rules to allow or disallow traffic based upon your company's security policy. Then this down here is a demilitarized zone, a DMZ, where these devices down here, an email security appliance, web security appliance, web server, email server, DNS server, they have to provide some functionality to your users from the internet, but yet you don't want those devices on the interior of your internet, the interior of your network, giving access to the rest of your network. Then we have a intrusion prevention system that looks for anomalies in traffic, in data patterns to stop attacks before they happen or as they're happening. And then we have our network. We have our layer 3 switches, we have our layer 2 switches, which we did security on, and finally we get to the end users. So see all of these different layers of security we have. Now, the three primary objectives of securing communications are authentication, integrity, and confidentiality. Authentication services and data non-repudiation. In network communications, authentication can be accomplished by using cryptographic methods. Non-repudiation is similar service that allows the sender of a message to be uniquely identified. The non-repudiation service in place, a sender cannot deny having been the source of that message. Data integrity ensures that messages are not altered in transit as they're traveling across your network. With data integrity, the receiver can verify that the message is identical to that sent message and that no manipulation has occurred. Data confidentiality ensures privacy. Privacy so that only the receiver can read that message. This is achieved through encryption. Now, encryption is the process of scrambling data so that it cannot be easily read by unauthorized parties. And notice that it's cannot be easily read. No encryption is going to be perfect. Eventually, somebody is going to break that encryption. The idea here is it's going to take too long to break that encryption. Now, if it's only going to take a couple minutes to break that encryption, your encryption is not strong enough. If it's going to take years, tens of years, hundreds of years to break that encryption, then that is considered secure encryption. Now, when enabling encryption, readable data is called plain text or clear text, while the encrypted data here is called encrypted text or ciphertext. So encrypted text or ciphertext. The plain text readable message is converted to ciphertext, which is the unreadable disguised message. Now, decryption reverses this process. A key is required to encrypt and decrypt your data. That key is the link between the plain text and the ciphertext, the readable text and the encrypted text. Using a hash function is another way to ensure data confidentiality. A hash function transforms strings into shorter fixed length values or keys, and that represents the original string. Now, the difference between hashing and encryption is how that data is stored. It was my pleasure to provide you with this wonderful episode on secure communications. If you like this episode and you got value out of it, and of course, depending upon what platform you're using, please click that like button, give a 5-star rating, leave a comment. This all helps me bring you more great content. Please take a minute to subscribe to my channel. All of my socials and contact information are on my website, KevTechify.com, and you can get these episodes in video and podcast form. In the upper right is my playlist for my series on network security for the CCNA. In the bottom right is one of my favorite videos that I picked out just for you. Thank you so much for watching this episode of my series on network security for the CCNA. Once again, I'm Kevin. This here is KevTechify. I'll see you next time for another great adventure.